I think I'm live. It says I'm live. I'm going to go with that I'm live. And hope everyone's doing well. It is very cold tonight. Half of my equipment is metal or steel, and therefore it is cold. So, don't know how long tonight's going to be because I have long pants, I have socks, and a jumper. I'm still cold. Whether I want to be out here tonight, probably not, but trying to get a little bit more content going, and here I am. So, whilst everyone comes in, I will set a couple more things up. I'm only going to put one side of my barricade on today, because I plan on doing some chin-ups. Yo, Fox! First one in, first person here. Good to have you. Smash that like button, Fox. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good week. I am here, as per usual, doing some reps. Oh, mate, I never gave a reach around to a spider monkey whilst reciting the Pledge of Allegiance either. But, hey, we're both here, so maybe there's a common theme here. Just a couple of warm-up reps. Get some blood going. Hope everyone's well. It is cold tonight, so I am in jumper, long pants, and socks. I swear, like 3 weeks ago, I was hot in a t-shirt. We are having a cold snap here, and I am feeling it. Minimum temperature here should be like 15 degrees normally, and apparently that got thrown out the window for this week, and it's now like 4. So, here I am, cold, with steel equipment that is also very cold. Can we get heated equipment in arm wrestling? It'd be great. How big are my arms? Mamma mia! That is a good question. In what reference do you mean? As in massive guns that I've got? Or as in how long my arms are? Because as Fox said, never given a reach around to a spider monkey. Hey, AWDAF. How's it going? Guns, mate, I'd be pushing 14 inches. Yeah, definitely nothing big. Yeah, I don't think I'm past 14 at all. Maybe 14 and a half would be like pushing it. I believe my forearms are still bigger than my biceps, which I am also very happy with. Get the blood flowing, guys. Let's get some warmth out here. It's great to get a little bit of movement, a little bit of warmth, but don't train like that normally, guys. I'll bang an Insta story. I'm back in 2. No worries. Hope you enjoy reps with the Reacher. How are you liking the format so far, guys? Let me know. I'm enjoying doing them. Minus being in the freezing cold tonight. And the more the merrier. That's it. Fill the room. Thanks, Fox. And AWDAF. Really appreciate having you all here. Now, we are getting a couple more people coming in, and I am appreciating that. Appreciate more likes too, if you don't mind. Don't have to stay around. But how's everyone doing? I am cold, and I am doing some reps. Join me. I am the Reacher. Hopefully that's why you're here. I'm just going to grab another couple of bits of equipment, and hopefully it turns out that I like them tonight. So, what have I got? Yeah, let's do that one. More metal equipment. Yay. Nice and cold. I much prefer to stay here with you guys. That way I can actually do something and talk to you guys. A lot of my stuff I'd usually move around a lot more, but where I've got the camera at the moment, etc., just makes more sense to stay central somewhat. Now I can't go forward anymore. That was getting a little bit annoying. Do you know the Money Slam Marcus Thompson? No, I don't. I don't know Marcus at all. I know of him. He's legendary, and so he should be. Simply due to the fact that he supports Arm Wars just as much as I think everyone should be able to, regardless of financial. But my Instagram is Jordan the Reacher. Nice and simple for you, AWDAF. Is jumping on the roads off the cards for me. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Yeah, pretty much. I've said it a million times. I think that is for moments like the one Devon is currently facing, that pinnacle within the sport, where you are reaching the ultimate end. Yeah, that's my opinion on it. I don't see myself applying for any kind of steroid use anytime soon. I have lots more to think about in terms of, the potential for health risks, etc. In the future. I just can't be bothered, caring about. Like, I just worry about what I eat and know that that's shit. So I'd much prefer to think about that than different chemicals that I end up putting in my body anyway. So, yeah. Oh, that's heavy. Went from cup to try and wrist rise the same weight. Bad idea, guys. Bad idea. Oh, 2 seconds. All right. So, I just got that tag AWDAF. Thank you so much. Alright, I am still here. I'm just lightening the load because I am an absolute sook tonight. Turns out that my riser cannot match the same amount of weight as my cupping, which is totally fine. Alright. Smaller ones back on. 37.5 kilos. A little bit much for the riser. Alright. Where are we? Much better one, guys. Much better way. Let's move this one out of the way. My dog is somewhere scrambling in the forestry behind me. Alright, let's do a little bit of chop first, and then we'll get into some rise afterwards, because my chop is about the same weight, so there we go, that's nice. So just isolating the wrist movement going down, not applying any force, my arm angle is staying the same. Just really trying to work on going down, chopping. Help out my hand top roll a little bit and get an absolute pump through the lower half of my forearm. So what's been happening this week, guys? I've probably missed a boatload of events. I don't really pay too much attention to what's going on in the arm wrestling world at the moment, but yet here I am. So please inform me. What have I missed? What's been going on? Alright. Whew. Right, sit back and relax, and enjoy the show. Oh, good news! I won't have this awfully bright light in my face for too much longer. I have another light that I'm hopefully going to test out and will suffice. So, if all things go well, I will have a new light next week. And for all of those of you that want me to do more left arm, considering this table doesn't change over very easily, I'm going to change the table that I have here set up so that I can actually do a little bit more left. Devon versus Levan. Mamma mia. Devon versus Levan. Everyone wants Devon to win. And I did say this last week. I'm not a prediction show. But my opinion is that Levan will win, but I want Devon to win. And I want him to win 4-2. So it's a really good match that everyone wants to see again. Whether it happens again or not, that's another thing. But whether it happens again with Devon in the same peak performance shape. I think Devon's kind of found a lot of things that have worked for him over the years, combined them, and then created the beast that is now in front of us. Whether it can do anything with the current Levan, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Right through the top of the forearm. Beautiful, beautiful burn. Right, now swap back over and go down again. Also, I don't know if you can see. Can you see? No, you can't. I've got a nice little studded ripple effect on my hands. Feel like I'm tenderized meat when I use this handle sometimes. No, you're not going to be able to see it. It just looks like my hand. I can't expect too many troops. There's only 2 people in here. Fox is probably you and Mamma Mia still watching. Hey, it doesn't matter. Remember, Fox. The goal is that things happen over time, not overnight. So I'm not expecting this channel to be, earning me my salary each year. But if it can help go towards creating better stuff for you guys, then that's going to be awesome. Oh, AWDAF still here. Legend. Oh, whew, getting the pump. So, how's everyone's training been this week? Fox, you getting ready for Uncle John? How you feeling? How you feel? What's the feel? You gonna win, Fox? Tell me the outcome. What's the outcome? Arm or style? 6 rounds. Good. Glad to hear it. Remember, don't go too hard. Make sure that you're still within safe realms. You don't want to injure yourself. Yeah, that's it. Channel will come. There's no need to stress. Like, I'm more than happy to just talk to you and Fox, guys. I really don't mind. I'm going to be training regardless, so if I chuck on a live, someone else trains with me, guess what? I'm here, I'll chat, bring up some topics, and we'll have a good time. Oh, the bird. Woo. Getting it straight through there when I do those. Oh, it's great. Haven't done those for a little while. This poor thing's been tucked away. So, I've been focusing on other things like wrist rise and that connection that I was doing last week. I know you guys like that one. Wish I could be there to see it, but don't think I'll make it. It's a big trip over there, and you know, need money to do that stuff. So, not this time. Not this time. Let's get some more wrist rise going. That counts, right? Jerry versus Gennady. Yeah. No, that is going to be absolutely insane. As long as Jerry is where he's saying he is. I don't think Jerry can get away with being slack, because as we saw, Gennady has that fight and fire still to keep keep driving through Jerry if he gets a decent position. So I'm gonna say Gennady wins that one. Just purely on explosivity. I think Jerry is well strong enough to give him trouble if he gets access, but I think Gennady can still put up enough fight to drive Jerry out of his shoulder and not get him to connect in. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I just said. Mamma mia. He could, I think either way. A lot of people don't realise that a good way to take someone like Jerry out of their shoulder up, I think, is to still pop backwards, but to push forwards the moment after. So you drive back, and then you push forward, block him with your shoulder, and then get into a press position of your own. It's a lot easier than going in, especially with someone like Jerry that has that inside power still. Like, the man's still strong in a hook. I reckon a pop to push can just bring him outside of his shoulder enough that he can't. And then if you cut over his pronation before he slides down your forearm, starts pulling down, more than likely to basically be on the verge of snapping his arm more than anything. Yeah, really glad. I think I got all the wasps. I haven't seen them tonight. Haven't seen them for the last week, so I think I culled the whole family. No rain, so I think audio is going to be a little bit better. I did watch that back. Audio was horrid, so I didn't end up putting it out because it just sounded like whitewash noise in the background. So. Yeah, watch out on that one too, Fox. If you take Uncle John's hand, gotta watch out for his breast. I don't know if it's there, but just saying it could be. There's a little bit of a connection exercise. So, wrist rise, and then leaning back, trying to stay connected with my arm, taking the whole weight with me. And keeping my wrist rise connected the whole way up. Just little things, get your body in different positions, realising where they need to be. Just things I like to do. Yeah, definitely got the beard going. I'm probably going to get rid of it next time I see you guys, but look, next time I'm on here and you see me, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm just lazy. That is the bare truth. I much prefer to not have an itchy, scratchy face, and not have something that food gets stuck in and that I can't eat ice cream with without having a dollop of ice cream somewhere around my mouth. Yeah, not a great look. Had a McDonald's ice cream like yesterday, and I was like, What have I got? Oh, ice cream. Like 40 minutes later, still got ice cream like up near my face, like it's just like sticking on the top of my mustache. It's great, great look, guys, great look. New YouTube name would be coming in if I had more than 4 people, and everyone didn't already like their names. So, but just like John Wick, you don't want to mess with me and my dog. Up. See, it's a killer, aren't you? Aren't you? Yeah, yeah. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Yeah, good boy. Up there. Up there. On the bed. On your bed. Good. Good boy. Yeah, that's my dog. That's my boy. If he'd stop pooping so much on my grass, that'd be great. Got a nice big garden bed where I throw all of them. You'd think that he'd just learn to go where I throw them all, that way it saves me the effort, but really doesn't, so. Probably going to do a couple of shovels tomorrow and get rid of some more. I really wish you guys could see this studded feeling that I've got on my hands. Like, oh, there's a little bit there. Let's block a little bit of the light. Yeah, there we go. Just on this one. Is there? It's great. No slipping here, guys. No slipping. No slipping. If I had a short arm and hand, how would you set up when you arm wrestle? I actually really love taking away the elbow pad. I feel like I have a great connection to inside press. What I do is I set up with my wrist fully high, but my arm back and lowered, and then towards the end of the setup, I come forward a little bit, get more height, get behind the shoulder, and then I hit up with my cup. So I'm trying to, as it looks this way, so I go up and cup up, and then I bring the shoulder around, and then I sink straight down with my body. It's really nasty movement, but I feel like I can just like really pop up on people and then smash down. I think it's because I still got the big hand that I feel that comfortable. If I had a short hand, there's 2 things that I tell people to do. A, look up Sasho. It's just not that style, but the man works with what he's got and he works with it well. A little posting top roll, as long as your wrist rise is good enough to stop someone from pulling you down or pulling you out, as in your wrist rise and your connection here doesn't separate, for the most part, you should be safe. And then the same with the hook, set up really low, pinky as high as you can get it, and then tuck your arm behind, under, behind, and really snap underneath someone, and then just get into a nice deep hook, work around, triangulate off so that they can't get around you. I wonder if I can show you that on there. Okay, so for the hook, I work in triangles on the table. It's really easy for new guys to understand. So for a shorter arm hook, I cut the pad in half on a diagonal. I say to start right up in the front top corner with your elbow, have it under here, back around, and then snap under. And what you do is you bring your elbow back as you snap under. So you're basically leaning back under the other person, but you're keeping your shoulder super tight. So you bring them in with your cup, right? So you're trying to really snap back, drop your wrist back under, and then as you come around, you prop your elbow up onto the front edge, and then you slowly bring it in, and then drive up. right to the top front corner. And now anytime that you get from here and they try and drive out, you just slide back with them, take it with your shoulder, all the way back. And you should stop someone if you're within their relativity. And then you can come back, drag them out, come up again, get that bone lock, get that like imagine trying to hook out of here. It's not going to be great. What that looks like to your opponent is that. So, it's my idea. My brother, one of my brothers that does arm wrestle, used to arm wrestle. He's got a really short hand, really short arm, really connected, and that's what he used to do. He still makes guys struggle when he just randomly rocks up. Like if he gets that, yeah, he's got no endurance. But if he gets that little tight position with the elbow and the shoulder, it's very difficult to get out of. It's just the nature of the beast of having a short arm. You've got that great ability to stay tight. You've got less leverage for someone to open, so utilize that by staying as tight as you can. Everything you do is tight, whether it's a top roll and you're popping, you pop up, use your wrist rise, because your wrist rise only has to work, for some people from this height, which is at my wrist. Like someone literally has that. Their knuckle, their top knuckle of their finger is at my wrist height. So that for them in a leverage sense is amazing for them to be able to keep their wrist rise and stay tight, and then really rock back, stay tight, pop, drive, and protect their position. Jawed hand. Oh gosh. Yeah, don't get me started on technical stuff, guys. I'll go for hours. I need some Nivea. Alright, caught up there. Calluses are great for the strap. Yeah, I used to actually have a callus on the back part of my hand from working the strap so much. Now there's just like this meaty part that doesn't really go in all that much. Alright, jump onto the left, AWDAF. Jump onto the left arm. We good. And then, once you're really pumped on your left, then your right's good to go again. Downwards negative, cup, shoulder, commitment. Need a name for that movement. Savage. That's what that is. Spider Monkey. Pivot Master 861. Nice beard. It is not, the lighting is just doing it great justice. It's gonna really go soon. Rod Kelly, did you enjoy the Iron House? Mate, I cannot express how good it is to go to a place with, 15, 20 other guys that are just hell-bent on the same thing you are. You're like stuck in this little bottle with, imagine, I don't know, like a crack house. It's pretty much what it was for arm wrestlers. Like, you're literally in this same room with people that just want to do the exact same thing that you want to do, and then there's the thing that, like, the fix that you need is right there in the middle of the room, and other people are getting it whilst you can't. And you're like, I want to arm wrestle. So what are you doing? You're talking about the other guy to the other guys that aren't arm wrestling about the arm wrestle that's happening, so that you get your fix about what you wanted to do in that moment about arm wrestling. It's just phenomenal. Iron House, you ever get the opportunity to go, ever get the opportunity to see it, jump on there, watch Arm Wars. Guys, it's too good. It's too good. What they're doing is too good. The beard is an optical illusion. It's just shadows that follow me everywhere. Thanks, Fox. Alright, back to wrist rise, and then I'll do another set of chop, and then I'll do cup again. Alright. See, if you've got a short arm, do this. Small hand, do this. More. And then you want to get really technical, get there. Those ones. I'm getting the reps in. Geez, calm down. I'm getting there. Plus, I need to do it to keep warm. It's very cold. Nothing compared to what England is, but I'm from Australia. It doesn't usually get this cold. We're like a week into June. What's my competition weight? 90 kilos. I want to go up. A lot of people that I want to verse are heavier. It's not that I want to do that internationally, it's just locally in the Asia Pacific region that a lot of the guys are just heavier. And really, I want to tick guys off my list that I've had on there for a very long time. Some of these guys have been chasing for 6 years. So, yeah. When I decided I wanted to chase them, yes, they were definitely out of my league. But that's no, you know, I've already faced Georgi Toitiev. Fun fact, 2015 junior under 21s at the WAF World Championships. I lost. I originally won because he didn't show up, and then I lost. He ended up coming third, and I came fifth. And then he ended up coming first, and I ended up coming third. He never sent me my medal. Everyone spam him. I want my medal. Two guys got done for drug testing. Yeah, first and second both got done. So, on the arm wrestling side of things, though, I think he's a phenomenal arm wrestler that it has a lot of room to get better. How would I fare now? Hey, he's in those realms of beating Zolev and things like that. I'm not going to say that I'm in that realm. Would I say that I'd want to have a crack and feel what he feels like now after 7 years since I arm wrestled him? Absolutely. Yeah. Is it the same every week? Roughly. Do forgive me. I'm not in the same routine as like Neil Pickup and the Fix. I'll try and be here whenever I can, but there is no guarantee that I will be here every Friday. I have a family, I have work, and frankly, YouTube takes like 6th place. If I'm too tired, guess what? I ain't coming out here. I get up when the sun rises, and half the time I get home when the sun's setting. So for me to come out here and train on days that I don't usually, so Mondays and Wednesdays are my go-to for training days. So me getting out here and doing YouTube video for an hour or so, however long I usually go for, it does push my boundaries on how long and how much effort I want to put into doing stuff. So I'll do my best. I did like 4 weeks in between where I haven't, but I've got my missus fully supporting me, and I support myself as well as often as I can. So stick around, enjoy the ride, and hopefully you can all be here. Bring topics because I'm pretty boring. I don't watch a lot of the stuff that goes on other than what pops up. I'm not in arm wrestling groups and stuff like that. I got too annoyed at stupid questions in there. Um, but yeah, and the same stupid questions over and over again when people come in every new month. So I'm just here. I see what happens through the general machine that is Facebook, but yeah, cheers, appreciate it. And I don't know how to schedule a video and then go back to that same video and record it. I tried that. It's still up there as being scheduled as a video to be recorded. So that ain't working. Yeah, this isn't my forte, guys. But I'm here, so. So chopping for me was something that made me break from being a mediocre arm wrestler in Australia to being one of the better arm wrestlers, and I believe I'm one of the best top rollers in Australia, just purely because I take a lot of people's hands really easily, and a lot of people can't stop it. So chop, for me, in a low hand sense, I start my top roll just a little bit dumped, so not fully risen, not fully dumped, a little bit, pretty much flat, not overarched, and then off the go I will often cup and chop at the same time. So that movement with a lot of force usually peels someone's hand back, because I'm pivoting off the leverage point of their wrist and creating the weakest point being the furthest point away from all of your strength, being the now weakest point is where I'm targeting. So it's what I did to create a really good low hand top roll, and because I did that, I went away from any posting kind of top roll because I couldn't at the start when I had a really bad wrist from breaking it in a basketball injury. As such, I just couldn't wrist rise to save my life. Like, if you'd asked me to wrist rise like 2.5 kilos for like 5 reps when I first started, I would not have been able to do 2. And the first one probably would have been using bicep, and I would have hurt myself. I was 2 weeks out of a cast, and it was not working for me. So, chop for me is huge. If you're not on it, I can definitely tell you that it will supply you a lot of beneficial factors in the hook as well, creating that lock on your internal rotation when you're in a hook, and not allowing your wrist to be turned over like that, but your arm ends up getting turned over, is a great feeling, because when you lock that down and you can just apply your body to whichever position you want and your hand stays there, it feels great. Yeah, it's one of the major things that I feel I can attack on people, and that's why a lot of people, and my name among many others, is Hand Control King. Once I get my hand, I usually keep it for the most part. It's very rare that I do lose my hand. So yeah, I love chop. It secures me in dragging back as well. Like, when you drag someone back, quite often you're relying on your wrist rise to stay there. I can sit down and dumped and know that I'm not getting turned up because my chop is holding them down as I pull back. It's a different balance that I've created in my hand, and I'm trying to counter that with a little bit more wrist rise in my training than anything else. But I need to do more reps because Fox is about to yell at me. At my age, I'm 26, so still young enough that I can get better, and especially do so without steroids. So just along for the journey. Yeah, definitely not Fox. You become ambidextrous for a while there, mate. Jordan, did the cold finally catch up to you guys? I've in a hoodie for weeks. Yeah, mate, it is cold. Like, I have long pants and bamboo work socks, like keeping me as warm as possible, but it's not helping. Like, I'm on a deck, timber deck, and the breeze is coming up between the decking. And I'm like, oh, my toe! So I move my feet a little bit differently. I've got big feet, so it's hard to avoid an air gap. Oh, weights again, guys. Every time I go in between exercises like that, see, that's why I stay on chop and cut for so long, because chop and wrist rise, because when I've got to change back, I've got to add more weight again. Alright, good boy, on your bed. Alright, you need to get stronger. Nah, it's, you gotta remember, I've been doing it 8 years, trip 377. Never. Your 1RM should be your, in my opinion, your 1RM should be your your competition days. That's what you're working up to be your 1RM. I consider 5 or failure of 1 rep after you've done a large session. You're like if you can, like if I was to do this now and I could go, okay, I can definitely get 1 rep out here. That's what I consider my 1 rep max after I've just done all of that. Like if I was to change, so if I did that in a deadlift sense now instead of thing, I class that as my 1 rep max, not what I could do genuinely fresh. I don't know what those numbers are anymore. When I was getting, I tried to get some help from Coach Ray in regards to my training programs. He was like, okay, can you give me a list of what your things are? I'm like, sure, I'll go do them now. And he's like, you don't know what your 1 rep maxes are? Nope, no idea. No idea. And here we are. So, where did I get my pulley machine? So this is actually a squat / bench cage. So I've got 4 posts, and then straight down the back is a pulley machine. It's meant to be a high and low, so 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. I've reattached it so that I get more cable out of the high pulley, hence why it hangs down here. And yeah, I just got it off Facebook Marketplace. I think it cost me not a lot really. Some guy was trying to get it out of his garage, and I offered him a very cheap amount of money. I'm pretty sure I don't spend much, and away I went. It's got a little bit of rust now. It didn't when I got it. It was pretty much looks pretty damn new. He gave me lots of different attachments, like all of these for my bars and stuff like that. It's now what my bands get held on. He gave me dip bars, so I got a whole set of dip bars. They now hold my table from moving forward, so that when I'm doing the pulley exercises, I can whack my hip into it and I don't get dragged into the weight when I do go heavier, and don't do these high rep sessions whilst I'm talking to you guys. Oh, Fox, how did you go with your 3-second count on your exercise? How's it going on the wrist wrench? And side note, I'm ordering a new piece of equipment, so I might be using that in a couple of weeks. You'll find out what it is when it arrives. I actually don't own a wrist wrench. I may get one in the future, not sure yet. I feel sorry for people that got to watch this in slow motion. Good to see that you tried though. Feel it in the fingers, guys. Oh, some finger curls. Hits the pump right at the base of the wrist. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. See? Glad that someone's doing training with me. Hopefully it takes off. I'd really love to have like a conference call or something one day where we've got like 8 people on here just doing their reps as we're chatting along. That'd be pretty cool, I think. How often do I train? Not often enough. I wish I could do more. Usually 3 to 4 times a week is what I'm averaging at the moment. What I'd like to do is 6, 3 table, 3 gym, or more table, less gym. If I could get 6 sessions of table time a week, I would. Is it plausible? No. Do I love it? Yes. It's just hard. It's just hard. I've got like 4, maybe 5 guys within 5-10 k's of me, but the availability of everyone never lines up, and quite often it's 1 guy or 2 guys that end up coming. So, and a lot of people don't really want to travel out my way. It's just out of the way. I'm kind of out of the way of everyone, so no one comes. Wow. Training shoulders. That is somewhat important for me. Probably not in the way that you're thinking. I do a lot of prehab recovery on my shoulders just because I've had shoulder injuries in the past. I don't go out and do big exercises for shoulder strength or conditioning or things like that. It's just I work on my shoulders through my prehab and rehab. Just doing small things that make my shoulders burn and then jump into other things. It's what I feel's good. Shoulder injuries from training for arm wrestling. I went too big, too hard, too soon on hammer curls. I thought I was Mr. Invincible at 20 and thought I could do 10 sets of 10 of a ridiculous weight. I tried to do it in a progressive overload session, so I started out at 10 kilos or something like that. And, every time I'd train hammer curls, I'd try and jump up. If I failed, I didn't go up. If I passed, I went up. Got to the point over, I don't know, 3 months, maybe a little bit more, that I was trying to rep out 35 kilos for 10 sets of 10. And obviously, as you do when you're 20 and you're trying to get strong and be big and massive, your form gets sloppy. It got sloppy, and whammo bammo, massive pain through the front of my shoulder, and it stayed with me up until 2018, 2019. So it's really been in the last 3 years that I've really I've gotten over it and been able to work around it. So if I do feel something like that, I have other ways of dealing with the same movement. So for instance, if I was trying to curl up and someone's trying to push down, instead of me continually trying to lift up and it hurt my shoulder, I drive across and push forward and take it off having to lift as much, and I drive forward and cup over their arm, and then when they commit to trying to defend on that, I go back to dragging down on their arm. Just changing things. Is progressive overload valid in my opinion? Absolutely. I believe in that wholeheartedly. A lot of people are, iffy about it. I think when done right, when form is kept, when effort isn't pushed. So my ideal for progressive overload is that you shouldn't exceed 90% of your potential effort. And at that point, I believe you keep a safer potential away from injury, if that makes sense. So you keep yourself away from potential injury and keep yourself safer in doing it. Yeah. In fact, I do tell people to train progressive overload quite often. So I sometimes create training programs of which people jump on, and they'll see quite often that I will change it. So you can do a lot of progressive overload in a lot of different ways. In my opinion, yes, I know that a lot of people say, yeah, you just up your weight or up your reps, but you can swap in between those to create better form, etc. Have you seen Mario's training programs? No, I'm sure they are insane, and he looks monstrous. I love him. He is a legend, and it was his birthday the other day. So if you haven't said happy birthday to Mario, make sure you say happy birthday. 1 RM once a week and change it each week. Yeah, that's what a lot of people do choose to do. For me, I just feel like I am destined to, at some point, push myself too far in trying to gain that extra, 1.25 kilo increase that I really want to happen. Whereas I could send myself on a journey of, okay, I'm able to do 120 reps on this in one go. Can I do 3 sets of 50 with a 30-second break, for instance? So you do 50, have a 30-second break, do 50, have a 30-second break. Okay, I'll do that for a week. Now, can I do 150 reps in a row without those 2 30-second breaks? Now, I've just increased 30 reps over a week, potentially. It could be over 2 weeks, etc., etc. But that's increasing my endurance. Now, I can then change that same theory and go, okay, I want to do 3 sets of 3, so pretty close to, being able to do a heavy weight at 85%. Okay, how about I drop down to 75% and do 3 sets of 6 for the 2 weeks, whatever, and then I try and change my 3 sets of 3 and up my weight, and if I can still keep the same form, now I've increased my neurological efficiency in that movement. I've increased my ability to do that movement safely, and now, as a result of that, I've increased my my potential ability to lift that weight safely over that 3 sets of 3. Yeah. Reps. Gotta get more reps. See, training theory. You get me talking on these things, guys. And just saying, I don't have any form of physical knowledge that backs up what I am saying. It's just what I believe. Alright? Um, it's the way that I found works for me. And I preach it as much as I can. Um, so... before my arms really burn out, I'm going to move this and we're going to do a couple of chin-ups. And we out. We out of town. Whoop. Ah. I'm a noob, but I think the same way. Come on. It's a minimal effort instead of 20-30 busting my neck. It's not about 20 to 30 busting your neck, but you know, if you know, Lachlan Adair's prime example. Like he trains insane and goes to crazy limits, passes out doing a rep. But hey, he's strong as fuck, so I can't say anything against that. Is there any arm wrestler in your weight class that you cannot pin? Plenty. Bogdan Stoiker is one of them. In Australia, probably not. Not for my weight. So if you go under 90 in Australia, the only two people that I know of three. It's probably Daniel Pervin on left, Oz Kagler on left, and then Kyle Howarth. We just haven't arm wrestled since 2015, and he's in great form, so I wouldn't count him out, but I definitely put myself as favourite in all of those. I don't know if Daniel Pervin is also under 90, but I know he's close because he competed in the under 95s in the WA state title, so I think it'll be close. My left is definitely not my favourite arm, but right, I pretty much back myself to be the best in Australia for sure. And then elsewhere, not so good. Hands are getting a good workout tonight. Oh, we got 9 people in the chat. I don't think we've had the same 9 people this whole time. So, 8. Sorry, I'm losing people already. 8 people. 7. Oh, guys, disappearing like flies. What's going to happen? It's going to go to 6, I know it. If you don't mind, chuck your button on the like. It's just somewhere. I don't know where it is on the video, but like. Any questions? Shoot them. Come on over. Shoot me a question. I'm probably going to go for another couple minutes. Going to do a couple more reps. Appreciate the 2 likes that just came in. Love your work, guys. And I appreciate it. I don't like them, but apparently YouTube does, and hopefully it helps me get a little bit further along this path. In this thing called YouTube. So, and I didn't do spirit fingers then, so YouTube. There we go. Don't jinx it. Who cares? It's alright. Everyone isn't going to stay around forever, so. Alright, let's see if I can hold myself up. So this is what I mean. Prime example. Right now, I'm going to see if I can stay connected with a 1 rep max or holding myself in a 1 arm pull up. This is probably common, but I don't have a table or any conventional training. I do have a karate belts. Like Devon says, like I said, I'm a noob. Any tips? Have you got anything else? Pivot Master 861. Karate belts are great. They're a great form of basic training, and you can do a lot with them to start off with. I started off with basically what was like a material, basically it was a material belt that I turned into a arm wrestling karate belt. It was very uncomfortable because it was a bit more rigid, but you can do so many. Don't just do things like standard wrist rise or standard pronation. Do something like a combined one where you have 2 lengths of the belt coming over the knuckle. You let that knuckle go down, and you wrist rise and do a little bit of cup at the same time. And it's like a little pronation, wrist rise, teaching yourself to chop roll a little bit better. Things like that. You can lay down, supinate up. So have your arm on something, supinate that band up. If you get a resistance band of any size, then you get, amazing things. You have a bench and dumbbells and weights. If you've got a bench, easy to lay on it. Do a couple of supinations. Lay down, chuck your elbow off, have your shoulder on, chuck a weight plate on your elbow, on your hand, and you'll get a massive pump through your elbow. Really good for conditioning, side pressure and things like that. I really recommend it. A lot of people don't use it, but I think it gets great blood flow in there, creates stability. Do it for about 2.5 minutes. Chuck on a song, hold it there for as long as you can. So imagine this is the bench. Lay on there, have your arm hanging off, no further than 5-10 centimeters. Keep it there, hold it statically with your arm, and hold it there for 2.5 minutes. If you can't, drop it down, support it for 5 seconds, come back, be back as soon as you can. Imagine it's like an arm wrestling, and you got to get straight back in. Full send the pulley machine, Pivot Master. Absolutely. Hey, just no. You'll be fine with the. Even if you go to, I don't know where you live, but Bunnings, grab a $8 stainless steel pulley, attach it to your something, $5 cable, an attachment on either end, carabiner, and all of a sudden you've got a pulley machine for like $10. Really cheap, really cheap. Yeah, easy. Those gym handles that have the slight roller, jump on that. Hey, it doesn't feel like much. Wrap a towel around it if you want a little bit more size, so it feels like a little bit thicker hand. Go for that. Yeah, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Don't think that a lot of the equipment out there is needed. I didn't have a lot of the stuff that I do now until I was about 3-4 years in. I started getting dribs and drabs, a couple of pulleys, a couple of weights, and just kind of built up from there. I think about 4 or 5 years in, I got a gym membership, kept that for like 2 years, hated it, spent, I think all up, not including my arm wrestling handles, which are just, personal preference, I went for as good as I could get, and the best that I could get, no doubt, with, my whole setup's got to be under $600, which is what years worth of membership at a gym, if that. So, yeah. I already have a pulley, thanks mate. Actually, didn't cross my mind. Funny enough. There you go. Yeah, easy stuff. And all the exercises that you see are quite translatable. So, yeah. All right, time to change it up. 1 up. 3, 2. Oh, there we go. Got a pump in there that time. Right, left arm. just isn't as strong. Hey buddy, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, hello. What's the matter? Why'd you come over? Can you hop on your bed? Hop on your bed. On your bed. Good boy. Don't laugh at me. Jeez. Can't not say hello to my dog. Hey. Good boy. Alright. So that's just over an hour and 5 or something like that. What's on your ear? You've been playing in the mud again. I think I'm going to probably end up leaving it there unless I get a couple of more questions in the last 30 seconds to a minute. Send them in. I will answer them until we get to about an hour and 10, so 4 minutes or something like that. Yeah. Oh, hope you enjoyed Reps with the Reacher. Once again, diverted from doing a lot of reps and started talking more. But I blame you guys for that. So you done well. You done well. You kept me occupied, kept me chatting. I enjoy having you guys out here. Heat or ice on an injury. Apparently both is best. Heat to ice, heat to ice, heat to ice. Gets that blood flow in. I much prefer going with heat. Even for sunburn. Hot shower after sunburn. Oh, feels brilliant. Idris Zeman. Howdy. How's it going? A little late, but I thought I'd ask you. How do you use ulnar abduction or chop in your arm wrestling? Mate, if you go back to watch a little bit back in the rest of the video, I go through all of that in pretty good detail. I think it was around the 30-minute mark where I go on a rant about that. If you jump back to there, I pretty much explained all of that for you, alright? If you don't jump onto that section now, the video will be up a little bit later. Just give it a little bit to process and rewatch it, alright? Or join me next time, and who knows, I might go on another rant about it. But yeah, I definitely went through it all, so feel free to jump back and watch that again, alright? I don't know. What do you reckon? You reckon you want to take on a Chihuahua? Huh? Huh? Oh, I know. I know, he seems pretty keen. I know. Sharpie, hey. You wanna get him? You wanna get the Chihuahua? This is Chihuahua. This is Chihuahua. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, see? You're so excited now. No, I appreciate all the comments tonight, guys. I hope that's been a great night for everyone to tune in. Can you give us a flex before you go? Oh. Hang on. Let's see if I can get the jumper up anymore. There's nothing there. See, I told you earlier. There's more there. Right there. See? The meat's there. Something like that. I don't know. Oh, it's cold. It's cold, Alistair. It's cold. Oh, geez, now my jumper's stuck. Issue with having bigger forearms. See, look at that. That's where all the pump is, guys. Bigger forearms means it's harder to get past your elbow. You tuck your jumper up and then you got to push it down. It's so hard. Alright guys, as promised, 10:10 is right here, so have a great night. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you join me again when I do it the next one, probably next week around the same time roughly. Have a great night, have a great weekend, and we'll talk again soon. Alright, see you guys.